Now, is Lil Pump actually serious about this? So, Lil Pump is obviously someone that's incredibly polarizing, and he pulls off a lot of publicity stunts to get more attention from people and just get everyone to talk about him. A little bit similar to another rapper that's currently falling off. He really embodies this nowadays rather common mindset to upset a lot of viewers and get them to complain to bring more attention. Even though the negative attention massively outweighs the positives, in the mindset of people like Lil Pump, every kind of attention is good attention for the brand. This is why you often see him all over social media for a couple of days, because he either did or said something extremely controversial on his massive social media platform that got people to talk about him and his actions again. And that's what keeps him relevant. His music really doesn't. His songs did nothing but flop through the entirety of 2020. It really says a lot when your most played track of the last year isn't even one of your own, but a feature. And not even on like a mainstream creator's song, but on a YouTube rapper's track, also featuring Smoke Perp out of all people. Yeah, that basically screams flop and irrelevant in your face. So it's clear that his antics on social media keep him relevant. Randomly dissing Eminem on his Instagram, constantly screaming that the pandemic is fake, and appearing at Donald Trump's election campaign, to name a few of his recent actions. With this being said, I still think that the majority of people talking about his antics that aren't like, 12 are aware that he's playing a character. This little pump that's going around lashing out at Eminem and claiming that he's going to leave the United States if Trump does not win the election is merely a facade, and the real Lil Pump doesn't actually believe in what he's saying online. That's also the reason I normally would never cover topics related to Lil Pump's actions on social media, because he wants people to start talking about him in order to keep him relevant, but knowing he's all a character, there isn't any actual value talking about statements the guy doesn't even believe in himself. However, his most recent stunt is vastly different from his previous actions on social media. What he did this time leads me to believe that the fame that basically also just came from all these crazy things he did on social media really fried his brain into actually believing what he's doing is right. So let's look into it. Over the last few months, Lil Pump on social media heavily campaigned against all of the COVID rules. He was out there on his Instagram stories talking about how he doesn't believe COVID is real and that you shouldn't wear masks. Now, is that an acceptable opinion to have? I mean, I guess you can have reasonable doubt about the effects of the virus and criticize the government's way of handling the pandemic, but saying that corona is flat out not real, that's a pretty retarded opinion, honestly. The same with this whole I refuse to wear a mask thing. Personally, since I lost my most comfortable mask, I also find it kinda annoying. I mean, most people do. Especially when gyms were open. Like, what's the point of going to the gym when I have to wear a mask the entire time? When I exercise, I usually wanna, breathe, for example. Although now gyms are closed entirely, so there are even less places where you have to put on a mask. But just wear one in the remaining places that are required. Like, if I need to go to the grocery store, I have to wear a mask for everybody's safety. Just keep your distance from me and I keep my distance from you and we're fine. Not wearing a mask because of your political ideology is just very disrespectful for people that try to keep this virus from spreading. So it's rather difficult to believe that someone actually still thinks COVID is not real after 10 months. That's why the majority of people, including me, thought Lil Pump going on Instagram and saying all this controversial shit about COVID in his stories was just a character Lil Pump saying stupid statements for clout. But this recently published article might now show that the beliefs of Lil Pump on social media are actually the same as Lil Pump's real opinion in his real life. The title reads Lil Pump reportedly banned from JetBlue for refusing to wear a mask. JetBlue being an American airline, for those of you that aren't aware. So the first thought that came to my mind is, this gotta be a publicity stunt. Just some more stupid actions on social media in order to get people talking again. That's what I believed this to be at first, but let's actually read through the article. Flying during the coronavirus pandemic is already a nerve-wracking proposition, which is ostensibly why JetBlue had to nix the other element of pure chaos on a recent flight from Fort Lauderdale to Los Angeles. Lil Pump. According to TMZ, the Harvard dropout rapper allegedly became verbally abusive with crew members before taking off his mask and refusing to put it back on when asked. So Lil Pump refused to wear a mask on this commercial flight after boarding. This was very surprising to me, considering this wasn't connected to getting any clout in social media. This was a regular flight he was on to get wherever he needed to be, so he wouldn't need to do something stupid for attention here. But let's read more. TMZ also claims flight deck correspondents described the rapper as sneezing and coughing into a blanket sans mask, perhaps on purpose. While the airline did reportedly call ahead to have police standing by when the plane landed, Lax police did not have a record of an arrest or a report about the incident. So he actually almost got arrested for acting like this, when he totally didn't need to act out in the first place. And afterwards the article goes on to state this. USA Today confirmed the ban with JetBlue representative Derek Dombrowski on Monday. His return reservation was cancelled and he is no longer welcome to fly on JetBlue. Dombrowski said in a statement, "The safety of all customers and crew members is JetBlue's first priority." So Lil Pump got banned from a commercial airline, a decision I definitely feel like was justified. He absolutely violated the safety of the normal passengers as well as the crew members by refusing to wear his mask, and therefore deservingly got banned from ever flying with JetBlue again. So everything that Lil Pump did here only made his personal situation worse. This is why it wouldn't make sense to be a publicity stunt for him. But before I give you guys my thoughts on what this means, Lil Pump actually responded on Instagram to this airline, and I'm gonna play that clip.
JetBlue, fuck everybody else working there, nigga. Y'all bitches some bums!
So he only responded after the events at the airline happened, leading me to believe that this clearly was not a planned publicity stunt as usual. Hence I'm making the video in the first place, cause he didn't even record anything. If this was a publicity stunt, he absolutely would have recorded himself while up in the air. It seems to me that Lil Pump actually believes in the stuff he's saying on Instagram about COVID. He's at a point where he believes his own truth now, and this is where I'm wondering, are we seeing Lil Pump going off the deep end? Let's be real, Lil Pump has been on a downward spiral for quite a while now, and I don't think he has completely realized that about himself yet. But his music is really not that hot anymore, and considering the reason he had such a peak in popularity a few years ago was basically also all these social media stunts, doing stupid shit online for clout, and for him it worked. It also directly benefited him, because all these kids would then go on and listen to his music. But nowadays, whenever he pulls a publicity stunt, he doesn't only hurt his already horrible image, but also manage to ruin his normal life as well. Because we all know Lil Pump cannot afford to consistently fly private jets anymore. He could have when he was really popular, but now he definitely can't sustain that. But by getting banned from airlines, he's making it even harder for himself, and since he now actually seems to believe that COVID is not real, he'll probably continue to get banned from lots of stuff, and this is where I believe all his actions on social media affected him in real life. Getting famous off drugs when he was so young must have melted his brain, and all the common sense he had left, which again leads me to the question, what will Lil Pump do in 2021? Are his actions going to get even more extreme in order to stay relevant, or for the COVID stuff because he actually believes in them? If so, then I really wonder how long he can keep this up before getting in real major trouble for something he did. Considering he pissed so many people off by, for example, dissing Eminem or showing up at Trump's rally, he's obviously making himself a lot of enemies. And if he keeps creating these massive social media stunts, then I think the rapper Lil Pump will continue to fall off even more, and he'll completely turn into an Instagram character, which will only further decline his music and his mental state. So yeah, this was basically the new Lil Pump airplane situation, and my personal opinion on it. It definitely would interest me what you guys think of this whole thing. You think he has a chance to get relevant again, or are you on my side and think that he'll continue to fall off? Either way, let me know in the comments. Leave a like or a sub, it helps out a lot, and yeah, we'll see each other next video.